Hi guys, hope you're all well. Welcome back to It's Cooking Good. Today we are going to be cooking ribs. I've got a couple of lovely racks of baby back ribs, and that one is really a baby. It's a very small one. So we've got two of those, and they're going to be going in the Traeger smoker today. You know what I'm going to say. Can you guess? Thank you to F. Conisbee and Son for the meat. Now I'm going to caveat that by saying they're not giving me the meat, I am actually paying for it. But I do always say thank you because the meat is always so good and the advice and everything they give is always excellent. So thank you guys. So let's crack on. What we've got to do with these first is actually put the binder on them, and then we're going to coat them in some seasoning. We're going to do them slightly differently. So let's crack on with that. Before we do that though, with any ribs, what you get is like a sinew or a membrane. Oh, sorry, I'm going to lose my cloth there. A sinew or a membrane on the back, and you must make sure that you do remove that. Otherwise, you're going to end up with like ribs that sort of look like this and all bent. It sort of tightens up as they cook and really isn't great. You want to get that off. Now, I've already done it on that one. I haven't done this one. So I made a little, let's just make a little incision here. You just want to sort of get your knife underneath it like so, and then grab yourself something like a bit of kitchen roll and just pull it. You see it comes off like so. Doesn't look very attractive, does it? And then just make sure you get all of that off. Don't try and do it with your normal hands, it just won't come off. Look at that. Looks a bit like sausage casing. I think that would be the polite way of putting it. Okay, so we're going to put that there, okay? And then we're going to use our binders, okay? So it's a bit like what we did with the brisket and the beef short ribs. If you haven't seen those videos, check them out. We're going to do one which is going to be with the French's mustard or American mustard, and just give it a good coating like so, and we're going to rub that in. Again, you're not really going to taste this. It's not going to give it a massive flavour, although on the next one I'm hoping it does give it some flavour, because I'm going to use some of my habanero jam, which I think could work quite well with these ribs. So okay, so that's that one nicely coated like so. I'm actually going to take that glove off. Wildlife again, wherever I am, they seem to be following me. Okay, so this is the chili jam. It's a Scotch Bonnet chili jam. This stuff is brilliant. Get yourself onto it. They do it in Sainsbury's is where I picked this one up, and it is particularly good. And I'm not going to be shy with it either. Let's do that. Get it all rubbed in. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, the smell of that. That is something of beauty. Right, let's get it over. Let's get a bit more in there. That's it. Get it all over. Bit more. Why not? That's it. Okay. That is perfect. Okay. So on the mustard one, we're going to use it's actually an angus and oink seasoning, which is the Pigasus one. I think this is jalapeno and honey. Bacon, honey, jalapeno. It is particularly good. We've had it before. We know it works well with ribs. So I'm going to really get a load of that on and just rub it all in. Okay. Lovely. Pat it down. Mate, you're going to get the shock of your life. You go near that jalapeno Scotch bonnet stuff, right? And then on the other side as well, just give it a really good coating. Don't be shy with it. You want to get that all coated, the edges and everything. Okay, really important. Okay, perfect. So that's that one. And with the habanero jam one, I'm actually going to use the Traeger rub. I haven't tried it before. It's the Pork and Poultry Rub. It's apple and honey, and I thought it would go particularly well with this. Oh, the seal stuck in there, so I couldn't pour it. So I'll have to do it like this. That's fine. Okay, and again, get a good coating of this on there. Just rub it in nicely. I think this is going to work really well, the combo of those two flavours together. So again, you can see I'm really going quite heavy with it actually. Okay, that's fine. Perfect. That is that as they say. So what I'm actually going to do now, these are going to go into the fridge for about an hour. I don't want to leave them marinating too long. They don't actually need it. I'll fire up the Traeger and then I'll see you in a little while when we put these on. See you then. Okay, so our ribs have been refrigerated and I've just taken them out for about 10 to 15 minutes for just under an hour actually, because time's cracking on. I must get these on. So I've preheated the Traeger to 120 degrees C. What we're going to do, just open it up. What I like to do is just on the bottom rack is put one of these trays. And the reason for that is I'll take any opportunity I can to save me cleaning up a mess at the bottom of this thing. So I always put one in. It's good housekeeping. Our ribs, basically going to take these and we're going to put them bone side down. So you want the meat side facing up. And we're just going to put them directly onto the rack like so. Remembering which one has got the habanero, Scotch Bonnet, whatever it is, jam on it, which I know is the smaller one, thankfully. And just put that on as well. Perfect. We'll close that lid down. I'm not putting an instant read thermometer in today. I know pretty much by feeling them, and I'll use my instant probe thermometer. This will probably be about 2 hours, and then I'll check on them. At that point, once I've reached the temperature and I can feel the ribs are where I want them to be, then we're going to wrap them and put them back in. So I'll see you then. Okay, so those ribs have had 2 hours now and they're getting an internal temperature reading of 70 degrees C. So let's wrap them. Let's get this one out. And what I like to do here, I've just got some butter. Nice bit of butter. I'll just put that there for a sec. Actually, I'll put it this side so you can see a bit better. Close that back down. Some people will take this out earlier and wrap it earlier. Obviously, it does speed up the process. I prefer to leave them in longer because I want to get a more smoky flavour. So I like to leave them unwrapped as long as I possibly can, which is why I've taken it to 70. You'll see people do it, have their own ways of doing it. There's lots of different ways you can cook these. The most important thing is the end result. So find something that works for you. I know this works for me. So with this rat, this is the rat that had the binder was the American mustard. So I've got 4 things of butter there, and I'm going to put some maple syrup in here as well. Okay, like so. Won that at the school raffle. Got it for £1. Can't be that, it's really expensive nowadays. So let's place those. Again, you want meat side down this time, okay? And I've got 2 sheets of foil here because these do have a habit of piercing the foil. So try and give yourself as much protection as you possibly can. Just wrap that over like so, being careful obviously not to pierce it, and then wrap those ends in, okay, and that one can go back on like so. Let's get our other foil here. These were the baby ones, they were the smaller ones. Let's get those out, okay, like so. Let's close that back down. Okay, now with this one, take that glove off, I don't want to get it on here. I am using some hot honey. Now this is very special hot honey. It's the Keith family hot honey, and it's come all the way from Kentucky. My brother-in-law and sister-in-law bought this back for me and gave it to me for my birthday. I know what you're thinking, tightwads. But I promise you, that wasn't all they bought me. They did buy me some other great barbecue stuff, which I'll be using on the channel at a later date. So because I've got that habanero jam on there already, I thought, this would be great. Let's utilise this. So I'm going to put a good old douse of this. And I must say, this stuff is lovely. As a matter of fact, I can't help myself. I've got to have it. Oh, here we go. Wildlife's back. Hold on. Let's have a little go on that. Amazing. Do you want some? Want some? Okay, let's get those ribs on there. Look, this fella's, he's obsessed. Okay, same again, just be careful not to pierce that foil. Let's wrap it over like so. Fold the ends over and get that back in to the smoker. I reckon these are going to take probably about another hour. What I'm looking for is an internal temperature of between 90 to 95 degrees C. I'll check it in about 45 minutes. We've only got about 20 degrees to go, so it shouldn't take that long. And then what we're going to do is put some barbecue sauce on them, open them up, put some barbecue sauce on them, put them back in so they tacky up a little bit, and we'll be ready to go. I cannot wait. I'll see you shortly. Okay, so these have had their hour wrapped. Let's get them out. Get the first one. I'm sure they will be quite hot. Let's bring that one out. And then the other one out. Let's close that back down. And let's have a look. Just move that around here. Let's open this up. Oh yeah. Wow. I don't know if you can see that. So I shall somehow bring it over to you. That's what you're looking for. Look, the bones are just starting to poke out. I don't like mine too tender. I like them really tender, but I want still a little bit of a bite to them.
I'm cooking ribs, not pulled pork.
So let's coat these in some barbecue sauce. Now, there's tons of barbecue sauces on the market. I've used most of them and I've made my own. Here we go, Wildlife's back. But the family favourite is your Sweet Baby Ray's, which you can buy from any supermarket. The kids love it, and so I tend to use it. And what I'm going to do is just brush some on this underside, just to give it a nice coating, like so. And then we'll flip that over without breaking them. There we go. And then give that top side, that meat side, a nice coating as well. We always put extra on the table for dipping anyways, but this will just give that lovely barbecue taste. I didn't say earlier, I mean, I can really smell it on these ribs. I actually used Traeger's apple pellets today because I thought pork and apple, you know, match made in heaven and all that. And I have to say, it smells delicious. So I'm just going to fold this up a little bit, like so that doesn't escape. I want to keep it open when it goes back in, so we'll put that one back in. Let's get that in there, like so. And then our other rack. And again, hopefully you can see that. The same as the other one, beautiful. Just, the bones are starting to pop out. Exactly what I'm looking for. And I use this juice when I make, if I make my own barbecue sauce, I tend to use like an Aaron Franklin barbecue recipe. And what I like about it is it's a bit thinner, it's not too thick. Sometimes I find barbecue sauces are a bit too claggy. So the nice thing about having all these other juices in here they've cooked in is it does thin down any of these sort of shop bought barbecue sauces. That's it. I mean, I'll be honest, I could probably eat that as it is. I was considering doing a buffalo rib. I might do it at another stage on another video. Tonight, it is the barbecue sauce. So again, just roll that up a little bit like so. Like that, make sure they're nicely exposed. Open that up. I've got stuff all over my hands here. Let's get that back in. Don't want to go in there, wasps. And I'd say that's probably going to need, let's get my cloth, that's probably going to need another 15 to 20 minutes just to tacky up, and we'll be done. We can give it a go. I cannot wait. I'll see you in a minute. Okay, so we are done. Let's take these out. I'm just going to switch this off. That's it. Rack one. So I'll put it in there, and I'll bring it over here. So that is our ribs that were in the American mustard. Oh, these look fantastic. And then rack two, which were our ribs in the Scotch Bonnet Habanero. I can't remember. Let's close that down because the noise is driving me mad. They look fantastic. Really, really pleased with those. All that's left for us to do now, of course, as you know, is give them a try. So, as I said to you before, I like mine with a little bit of a bite. Let's go from this end, look. So I like them, just comes off, but they're not, you know, you could pull the bones out of these, but I don't particularly care for that. Look at the colour that's taken on. That is amazing. That looks absolutely delicious. And I'm going to get my chops around that now. Wow. That is heaven on a bone. Still got a little bite to it. Not too much, but melt in your mouth good. Wow, that habanero, Scotch bonnet, whatever it was, gives it a nice little kick. So does that honey. That really is cooking good. Finger licking good. Of that chicken. Amazing. Guys, if you can, give it a go. You don't need one of those. You could do this just as well in the oven or any other barbecue. Probably do it in the air fryer. But it is worth the effort. Sorry. I've got a napkin, but I'll make the most of it while I can. Honestly, you would not be disappointed with that. And if you had guests around, they'd be delighted with those. I'm pretty sure of it. I really appreciate you watching through to the very, very end. If you've got a recipe that you'd like us to cook, let me know. I'll put all of the details from the rib recipe down below in the description. I've got to get cracking on these. I will have the meat sweats, no doubt, again this evening. So good. But from me, until next time, all I've got left to say is, it's cooking good.